All right, it's Current Events Tuesday. My name is Justin.
They call me JP.
And introducing our special guest for today, Julius Bryant, hanging out with us. Julius, how you doing, man?
Doing good. What's up?
What's up? First and foremost, let me say that I am very pleased that you're one of the first guests to hold that mic and understand that it needs to stay at your chest and not
eat the mic while you're talking like this.
I don't like to eat the mic.
Right. So thank you for understanding proper mic etiquette. So this is Current Events Tuesday, where we talk about current events going on. Our name is The Podcasting Dead. If you found us randomly on the internet, we do talk about The Walking Dead and other shows, but we also podcast about many other things. The name just kind of stuck. We may change it one day. We don't know. But as of right now, that's our name. If you stick around, we'll give you some social media info after the podcast. But first, let's get it going. JP, this story is really for you. More than anybody.
Catch me doing?
Well, no, they didn't catch you doing anything, to my knowledge. Goodness. I mean, yet. But so, spoilers. JP, you absolutely hate spoilers more than any other human being that I know.
They make me want to murder.
They do, but please don't don't pursue that impulse. But so YouGov.com or .net, I don't know. It don't really say. We find these stories. This is where we find stories from like Google, Yahoo, places like that. But so a new survey asked folks that very question. So how long, JP, do you think you should wait before you spoil something?
I mean, it kind of depends, man. If it's like a serious...
Give me a time frame.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what people's survey says. 64% of us think a week or less is fair.
Wow. Nah.
Only 2% said a month. So most people... if said it's a week or less.
Like the finale of Game of Thrones, I could say a week for that, but like a movie, I mean, sometimes it's hard to fit a movie into your schedule. So for like Endgame, man, I would have said a easy 2 weeks on that.
I would say, honestly, give it until it's out of theaters at least. Because, I mean, when you have kids and you have a job, or even if you don't have kids, but you have like 2 jobs, life gets busy. Sometimes it's hard to make time to get by the movie theater, though you really do want to see it.
Dude, did you see the video of the youth pastor who spoiled Endgame for like just this gymnasium full of kids and they about tore him apart?
No.
Dude, look it up, man. He was, I don't know what, he was basically just saying you should make more time for Jesus and less time worrying about how Tony Stark died.
And they wonder why church attendance is at an all-time
I'm telling
low.
you, man.
I think there was a huge church split after that, probably.
Yeah, probably. I mean, and they wonder why church attendance in 2019 is getting less and less as a whole.
And he was just doing it to be a jerk, man. He thought he'd get a laugh, but he did.
JP's allergic to that bullshit.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Keep those spoilers to yourself.
But so, all right, Keanu Reeves is a cool guy, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
JP, do you know who Keanu Reeves is?
I'm not JP, but no.
I mean, Julius. Too many J's in this room, man.
J's for days, brother.
So, you ever seen John Wick?
No.
You ever seen Point Break?
I have a boring life.
The Matrix?
No.
You've never seen Point Break, The Matrix, John Wick, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
No, if it doesn't have Sheldon in it, then I don't really watch it.
If it doesn't have who in it?
Sheldon.
Who is Sheldon?
Oh, good day. Big Bang Theory.
You're getting buzzed. JP. So
I thought it was like kind of like Prince. He's just known by that one name. I didn't know.
So, JP, so we know Keanu Reeves is known to be a cool guy, right?
Yeah, from what I understand. But if Julius doesn't know about him, he can't be that cool.
Well, no, I'll go with y'all. If you say it's cool.
All right. What's up with Keanu Reeves?
Learn who Keanu Reeves is. Less Sheldon, more Keanu Reeves. Come on,
Julius.
Julius.
I'm going to loan you some DVDs, Julius.
All right, so according to a story on Twitter from someone named Jamie, Keanu Reeves once bought an ice cream cone at a movie theater concession stand just so that he'd get a piece of paper so he could give his autograph to the 16-year-old kid working the box office window.
Wow.
How cool. I mean, I've seen video where somebody was filming him and he didn't know he was being filmed. Like, he's just standing on the subway and this, I can't remember if it was an older woman or a young lady or pregnant lady, but somebody who he felt needed his seat more than he did, he gets up and tells him, hey, you can have my seat, and then stands up. And we're constantly seeing what a good guy he is. So we're finding out here that somebody wanted an autograph, had nothing for him to sign. So he said, well, let me buy some popcorn, and then sign the receipt that he spent money to give someone an autograph.
Someone should tell Keanu that napkins are free. You know, it's weird, man. The
that is true.
Yeah, napkins are free, but the selfie has really replaced autographs. I bet a lot more people are just asking for selfies as opposed to autographs. You know, because what are you gonna do with an autograph?
I feel like a selfie's easier on a celebrity, right? You just lean in and
a selfie's easier, but I mean, later on down the road, there's no signature, so it's not worth much.
Well,
that's true.
I think a signed receipt, I don't know if that's going to be worth
But, in today's
but
world, man, there are very few things. Like, you will be an old man before signatures you get now, I feel, will be worth a lot of money. Because, I mean, like, I've seen autographed movie posters from, like, people from the Avengers, and it's going for like $150.
Man, eBay has ruined the value for a lot of stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like if you get an autographed picture of Robert Downey Jr. in the Iron Man getup right now, you might could get a couple $100 from a collector. But now, 50 years from now, when he's dead and gone, and you're almost dead and gone, and somebody's collecting all the old Avengers stuff, then sure, the value might shoot up. But autographs just aren't worth, I feel, what they used to be, except for some special exceptions.
It makes me wonder what the market for Stan Lee's autograph is doing right now.
Oh, no, I'm sure that's through the roof. That's kind of what I'm talking about somebody getting older or somebody, or unless somebody unfortunately dies in a tragic accident or gets caught up in some scandal, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and another thing, man, Comic Cons have made autographs go down, I bet, just because it's so much easier. I mean, celebrities go to these big conventions,
Right.
All you got to do is pay, like $50 and get a...
Boom, you got that autograph.
Yeah,
so let's let Julius, I think we can all share a good laugh on this one. All right, you ready? This is from the New York Times. So, a new study found that wealthy people tend to think they're better at stuff than they actually are. What a big shock there.
Oh, my God, that's a shocker. I don't know what to say to that.
Here's an even bigger shocker, though. That overconfidence actually helps them because it comes off as competence during job interviews, so they get hired for better jobs than people who are actually smart, I guess.
Fake it till you make it.
That's pretty much exactly what this is. Faking it till you make it. You just more or less...
I'm thinking of one particular person we all know.
I am thinking of one person, and I am also thinking of a couple of other people.
Y'all thinking of me?
Are you rich? I didn't know you were rich.
Oh, well, never mind then. Keep my fortune to myself.
Oh, JP, what's up, man? So, real quick, I guess I'll tell you, too, if you are a regular listener to the podcast, stay tuned for tomorrow's Random Rambling Wednesday, because we may be changing the format of Wednesday, but even more than that, JP and I had a pretty bizarre voodoo experience in a cemetery. I want to talk about that right now on this podcast.
Are we just,
but we can't, because this is current events, and I don't want to break format for this one. All of our podcasts
show up tomorrow now.
Not all our podcasts are, mostly raw and don't really have. This is the only one that kind of is segmented where we just do current events. But so special tease, if you are listening to this, maybe this is your first time, whatever. On Wednesday, we do Random Rambling Wednesday, where we pretty much talk about whatever, but a lot of times it goes into conspiracies and weird stuff. I guess it just shows where our minds are most of the time. But we have got a bizarre voodoo type experience in a graveyard. We have more questions than we do answers about, but we can't wait to share it with you. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. So if you're into things like that,
if you were, we'll talk about this off mic, but man, I'd almost be willing to do an extra one later today just about our experience, dude. I'm stewing on it too.
Yeah, it's very bizarre.
And we've also got visual aids, and we'll be posting those to our Facebook page, or maybe putting them in the video or something.
Yep. So, yeah, man, maybe we'll do that later today. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We will see. But either way, be on the lookout. And that another reason to subscribe to our channel. Hit the little bell notification if you're listening on YouTube.
Justin, I was scared yesterday, man. I needed you to hold on to.
Do you believe in voodoo, JP? I mean, Julius?
Not really.
You don't believe in voodoo and
Black
the powers
magic?
of Satan?
I believe in the powers of Satan, but not really necessarily voodoo.
But don't you...
I guess they could kind of intertwine to each other. I've never really, thought about it until now. So,
don't you believe that there's ways of channeling Satan through evil entities and demonic forces? Which, by the way, I don't know a lot about voodoo. I don't know if it's even involved with Satan.
I know nothing about voodoo.
So if there's any Haitians out there,
the fact that you know a little bit about it is a little crazy.
I mean, I watched Scooby-Doo.
Right.
I mean, there was some Scooby-Doo voodoo episodes.
The most I know about voodoo is Weekend at Bernie's.
I love Weekend at Bernie's.
Play wasn't the original murder?
Yeah.
I'm beginning to wonder if JP has like voodoo dolls of us in his house.
I don't know, but somebody had a voodoo doll at this grave, so right here in town. Right here in town. You can go see it.
I'm just saying, if there's any Haitians listening who practice voodoo and are offended because we're comparing it with Satanism,
apologies, please go to the comments section and let us know the difference. We would love to use you as a reference.
I don't know what's involved in voodoo. Julius, you're not a fan, but maybe we'll change your mind. Maybe you'll have a new religion,
I don't think so.
Maybe.
I don't think so on that one, but we'll see. So moving on, away from Voodoo, it happened again. Game of Thrones messed up again.
I sent you that picture, but it didn't go through.
Yeah, I don't. It don't really bother me the way it seems to bother some people because I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out.
Right.
You know what I mean? It wasn't blaringly obvious.
It wasn't as blatant as a coffee cup.
But you remember how that coffee cup accidentally made its way onto the Game of Thrones episode? What was that? Episode 4? The Starbucks cup? Yeah, that was episode 4, right? It was like 2 weeks ago. Well, some people seem to notice 2 different plastic water bottles in the finale in 2 different shots. Now, HBO hasn't responded, but my thoughts are it was probably hot. I didn't notice them. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more to be mad at Game of Thrones about right now than water bottles.
Agreed.
From what I hear, that is true.
I'm not as mad at it as everyone else is. I do feel like one person got my comment mixed up. They thought I said the whole show was rushed. And certainly not. I think the last season felt rushed, not the entire show.
2 seasons compressed into 6
right.
episodes.
So go back and listen to that. You'll hear I actually don't say the whole show. No, the whole show was a masterpiece. It's just the last season felt like they were trying to cram everything they could into 6 episodes and be done with it.
Julius, you'd like it.
You should watch it, Julius. I think you would like it.
I should. I know when it aired, my Facebook feed lit up.
Do you think that Julius would serve the Lord of Light?
The
Faceless Man?
No, I think he'd be a Lord
the many
of Light
face
guy.
God. I'm sorry, the many face
Lord of
God.
Light is really the only monotheistic religion in the whole world of Westeros.
Well, in the many face God, I mean that's one God with many faces.
Yeah, but I feel like they still believe in multiple gods. But I could be wrong. I don't know.
It's a tough show.
Someone knows more about it than I do. But yeah, and Sheldon's in that too, Julius. So you'll enjoy it. Yeah, he wears his Flash shirt the whole thing.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Are we watching 2 different Game of Thrones?
I'm trying to entice Julius to watch it.
So
just wait till the very last episode. Sheldon shows up. Trust me.
Apparently, it happens when they're having that final scene where they're all sitting around deciding who should be king and all of that. And again, slight spoilers to Game of Thrones there, but we won't go any further in case you hadn't watched it. Which, if you haven't watched the finale yet and you're on the internet listening to podcasts, I just don't know what to tell you.
Do yourself a favor and watch it.
I haven't even watched it, and you should probably go watch it.
Yeah, thank you, Julius. Yeah. Julius understands the importance of Game of Thrones. Right?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you? I hope you do.
That was an awkward silence.
That was an awkward silence.
Nah, you got to embrace the silence, brother. That's what Bill Cosby used to say. Oh, yeah. About stand-up. Embrace the silence when it comes to stand-up, not about, other stuff.
Keep going, JP. I'm loving this. I want to see if you'll get to the point where I have to give you your too much buzzer and cut your mic off. So
No. This is about trending topics, so I'm not going to talk.
And Bill Cosby's not trending now. He's in jail.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
I guess he is still.
Yeah, I don't think he's tunneled his way out yet. That spoon they give him for the pudding, it's just, they can only get you so far.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on. Let's talk about how stupid we are compared to other people. So, JP, Julius, do you have any intellectual milestones in your life or any, not even like certificates, just moments where you felt like you were very intelligent?
You're asking the wrong tube. Yeah, I don't have any.
Let's say every time I come in here.
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay.
Damn, Julie's just burned the both of us, dog.
Well,
I'm being nice.
I don't mean it to burn you at all, or you. It's just,
How else are you going to
I don't mean to burn like 2 of the only people ever in this studio, but
I'm talking about the equipment. When the crap breaks and y'all.
One thing people have to realize is I went to school to work on and computers and networking, but I don't get paid to handle it. So
yeah, so he calls me. So that's how I feel intellectually smart. Is I didn't go to school for it. I just learned it on my own. And, they call me
a self-made man.
Yeah, there you go.
I call Julius, but for other reasons.
For heating and air.
You went to school for heating and air?
Yeah, that's what I did. Vocation. What do you call it? Votech in Chatham.
Well, if you've ever felt smart, there's a girl here who just no, wait, is it a girl? I thought it said it was a girl. It's not. It's a guy. I'm sorry.
How dare you assume her gender?
Right. Oh my gosh. A 17-year-old Kansas young man graduated high school on Sunday, but here's the thing: he's also graduating from Harvard next Thursday.
Snap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I feel dumb all of a sudden.
He took like online classes when he was 11 to Harvard. At 11, I was just discovering what was in my pants.
You didn't know before then?
I didn't know. I didn't know the capabilities.
We didn't know it was multifunctional.
I was still trying to figure out how Sesame Street worked at 11 years old. Basically, long story short, at 11 years old, I was stupid.
It reminds me of this
I was stupid
movie, Homeless to Harvard. Great film. Everyone should watch it.
But he started taking online classes at Harvard when he was 11 years old, and he is the first person that ever actually pursued a 4-year high school degree and a bachelor's degree at Harvard at the same time.
That's wild, man. I figured you had. Well, I guess if you pass like the entrance test, maybe they make exception. But I thought you had to have like a SAT.
This kid's graduating from high school with a bachelor's degree. Like, he don't even have to go off to college. 18, and he can just go. Well, he's 17, and he can just go off and.
He's really doing himself a disservice because that freshman year of college is a hoot.
Isn't that crazy to think, though? With being that smart, he probably could just go to a regular college and just party. Just party, basically. Go for 4 years, party, and just, I'm sure he could easily pass his classes, but just go party and enjoy it because he's already got a bachelor's degree from Harvard. Or he could just go ahead now and have his master's before he's 25. Or his PhD, right? How long does it take you to get a PhD? I'm stupid. I never even thought of pursuing
that. My sister-in-law just graduated with a master's, and her now fiance is a professor. He's like 26, 27. He's a professor at Duke University.
Does he have a PhD, though?
Yes.
So that's the thing. So this guy could have a PhD under 25 years old.
Yes.
Man, I hate smart people.
A master's
they make me feel so
after
stupid.
A bachelor's, right? A master's takes 2 years after a bachelor's, right?
Correct.
So that's 6 years, and then I guess you start near your PhD?
You can get like another 4 years for PhD.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I'm very happy for this young person. I just am very unhappy for myself that I'm not nearly that intelligent. Brother. But kudos, man. Hard work. Hard work pays off.
Man. We can all start Harvard.
You're saying if I start now, I can graduate high school and Harvard by 17?
It could be a Billy Madison type situation. In fact, start all the way back to kindergarten.
Moving on to a new survey put out by OnePoll. Let me ask you guys something. What are some of the biggest or hardest decisions that you've ever had to make in your entire life?
Oh, God. The decision to get out of bed every morning, that's always vexing for me.
True that.
Is it even
I was
worth
going
it?
deep, but you just like rolling out of bed.
Yeah, let's see. JP, decision. And think general. Don't think personal to yourself. Okay. Think general. Something that other people might have to make this decision.
The decision to
answer this question.
Yeah, I don't know, Julius.
We have Jeopardy music queued up somewhere?
I can get that. Hold on 1 second. I got you, buddy.
I mean, Julius, you have a lot more decisions. I mean, you're a parent. You basically run a foster home of sorts. I'm sure you're faced with a lot of hard decisions every single day, man.
Oh, yeah.
Dad decisions, employer decisions. Oh. God in heaven.
That's what I do when I need JP to stop talking.
We need to put a disclaimer on this video.
All right, but okay, so anyways, the whole reason I asked that and got nothing is because hey, you answer the question. What about me?
Yeah.
Let's see. To stay employed.
That's not a tough decision, I wouldn't think.
It's a pretty tough decision.
I mean,
do I want to stay at my job? Do I want to find something better? Do I want to leave?
I mean, I think about like walking out and like not having a job.
No. I have a kid now. I have bills to pay. All right, so
it's only begun.
Right, buying a house was a big decision.
Yes, I'm actually in the process of that now.
Buying a house was a really big decision. Moving and then moving back was a big decision. I think probably my biggest decision was probably because I didn't decide to have a kid, so I can't say deciding to have kids.
You kind of did decide it, but you didn't really decide it at that moment.
Right,
it seemed like fun at the moment.
Right, a moment of weakness. Yeah. Sweet, fun weakness. Okay, let's move on. All right, OnePoll put out a new survey where they polled about 2,000 adults, and they asked them what were the biggest decisions they've ever made, and we got a top 10 list, and we'll go from 10 down to number 1. Number 10, quitting a job. Number 9, getting a divorce. Number 8, figuring out how to save or spend your money. That is difficult.
That's difficult.
You save it up, and then you're like, I really want this one thing.
I really want this.
But it's going to take all of the money that it's taken me 2 years to save up. Number 7, deciding to break up when you're in a serious relationship. Number 6, buying property with your significant other. Number 5, when to retire. Number 4, learning to drive. I don't really feel like that's
I feel like that'd be easy. I mean, I couldn't wait.
You'd really decide. I'm not going. Well, I guess some people do. I dated a girl who was I was like 22 and she was like 19 or 20 and she didn't have a license because she didn't want to have one.
I guess if you like
lazy ass.
own up an age, like one of the guys that I care for, he had a driver's license, but he got to where he couldn't drive and he had to make the decision to stop driving.
Number 3, a big move to a new home. Number 2, getting married. And number 1, do y'all want a drum roll? Do we have a drum roll? That works. Having kids. JP's taking big steps. His significant others, they've made some big decisions. But it won't be too much longer before JP is having himself a child.
We're going to see that Facebook post.
Nah, don't put that stink on me.
Now. You'll feel different when you have your first child.
But see, that's the thing. I don't want my way of thinking to change.
My way of thinking hasn't changed much. I'm still just as cynical and ambitious.
Maybe not your way of thinking, but your perspective, I guess, would be a better word.
But it's a good perspective.
I don't want a better perspective. I like my perspective just the way it is.
But you were just fussing at us for being so negative.
Yeah.
Well, y'all
off mic.
Well, yeah, y'all were being negative about a stranger. I don't want to be a...
Well, pretend you're a stranger.
He was a beautiful man walking from California to D.C. Watch, man, what if he's like a homeland terrorist who's going up there to like blow up the Capitol or something?
And you talked to him, so you're a material witness.
Well, he's still very nice. But no, I just
look.
I could give you a million reasons.
I'm not commenting on any of this.
But it's neither the time nor the place. But no, I don't want to have kids. I want to stay footloose and fancy free.
Yeah, I know somebody else that said that too, and now that person has a completely different perspective.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to lose.
I don't want any more, though. I'm going to tell you that. I am good with the one.
Well, I was good with the one too, but
and I'm going to be good with the one.
I don't want to be on that trajectory. I don't know.
Like I know what caused this one.
So what was number 1? Number 2 was getting married. Mm-hmm. When is that one happening?
Mm-hmm.
For you,
we'll see. I'm definitely not rushing to it now that I have a kid. Then it looks like a shotgun wedding. So let's look at some dumb criminals because dumb criminals always make our day better here on the podcast. So, oh wow, this one going out to our friends in England. 2 friends in England were drunk at a McDonald's a few weeks ago when a duck waddled in. I mean, it sounds like the start to the best day ever. You're drunk, you're eating, and then a duck waddles in. They got into an argument about the duck, and then they got into a full-fledged brawl. They were both in court this week and got probation and fines.
Jeez.
So let's recap here. You're drunk at a McDonald's having something good to eat. And let's face it, for those of us that drink, we know drunk food is one of the best foods you'll ever have.
Drunk munchies, it's a real thing.
And it's amazing. Oh, my goodness.
Do I need to go perform the Heimlich?
I don't know, but I know some mouth-to-mouth is in order.
no, it's not.
No. But so, I mean, and then I wonder what kind of argument they had over the duck. You know what I mean? Like, what
was
made
it the gender, maybe? Maybe they were.
I don't know. Were they like arguing? One was saying them ducks don't need to be in here, and the other one was like, ducks.
Duck.
It's 2019. Ducks can go wherever they want.
Well, in a perfect world, maybe.
Somebody goes up to the counter. Let me get a McDuck sandwich.
So check this out. Isn't this the point of carrying a gun? This came from Eagle River Star. So earlier this month, a guy in Eagle River, Alaska, was headed home around 2 o'clock in the morning, and he says that some strangers came up and stole the gun that he was carrying, and they got it from him by pointing a gun at him. The cops are looking for the guy who stole the gun at gunpoint. Okay, but whoever wrote this article doesn't.
I was going to say, that's a little confusing.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, basically, the person that wrote this article is trying to make the guy who got his gun stolen looking like, well, isn't that why he had a gun? Yes, if I have a gun on my side, yeah, but if somebody comes up with a gun and they already have the drop on me with a gun pointed at me, I'm not going to try to draw on them. I mean, just...
It's kind of stupid, yeah.
Yeah, so that article, that wasn't dumb criminal news at all. That guy actually probably made the smart... Yeah, that guy made the smart decision. Like, you hand over your gun. I mean, if somebody's already got a gun pointed at you. I mean, unless he was to say they, held him up with a baseball bat and he had a gun, then I'd be like, dude, just run, pull out the gun and do your thing,
Unless I had that Taxi Driver thing where the spring-loaded gun, goes down your forearm.
I love that movie, man, yeah.
Then I might...
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Oh, you said that kind of like our friend. You said that kind of like our friend Aaron. You were like, "Yeah, I'm talking to you."
I'm talking to you.
Oh man,
I'm talking to you too, Julia.
Dumb. All right, so I reckon that's gonna about wrap it up. Let's do one more dumb criminal news story just to round everything out. This one right here, just as a now father, I just hope I'm never this father. This is coming to us from the Oregonian, basically the Oregon something. A guy in Oregon set up a fake break-in at his house in March so he could steal $700 worth of his daughter's Girl Scout cookie money to pay for an erotic massage.
Oh, boy.
So this guy faked a break-in to take his daughter's Girl Scout cookie money to go get, essentially, excuse my French here, but jerked off by some stranger in a cold room. The cops eventually figured out the truth, and he just took a plea deal for probation, community service, and a small fine.
I wonder what the relationship
I don't even know what
between
this
those two are now.
Yeah, I hope. I don't know, man.
I wonder what he told his daughter when she was like, "Where's my money for my Girl Scout cookies?"
He told her that the robbers took it.
Oh, Dad, I missed that part of the story.
Yeah, I missed that.
I read that twice.
Really?
Twice you missed where I said he faked a break-in?
I was too captivated with Julius.
Oh, wow.
Big enough cord to just...
Julius has like left the room and
knocked his whole phone off.
and just dropped his phone.
Yeah, I'm just going to stay right here so he can't see me.
JP, go get him.
I'm about to. Believe
Go get him. Let's hear
Stay
it.
away from me.
Go get him.
I'm going to reel you in, brother.
Well, I guess that's going to wrap up Current Events Tuesday. This one was a little bit impromptu. It's been a busy morning at work, and we're actually just fortunate we were actually able to do this at all. It was looking like we might not be able to do a podcast today. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, maybe even this afternoon, for a discussion on the possible voodoo things that we found in a little grave plot. We have a really, as most towns do, we've got a really big town cemetery here. I mean, it's huge with gravestones going back. Yeah, 1700s. Remember, some of them were like born in the 1700s. I mean, I don't know if anybody there died in the 1700s, but we definitely have.
I'm not sure if our town. I'm not sure when was our town founded, Julius.
I don't know.
And don't
We
drop your
actually,
name
hey,
before
remember
we
we had one person we found their grave. They were born before the Declaration of Independence was
That's
signed.
right.
They were
Some really
born
cool
quite a
stuff.
while before that. So it's an old graveyard with lots of different things, and we found a little plot that was kind of like squared off, and there was tons of voodoo looking stuff all over the place. It could have definitely just been somebody trying to make it look like voodoo, but that included a doll, right? Didn't we find a doll that looked like it was?
Yeah, lots of weird stuff. Lots of
little
weird
skulls.
Symbols. So we're gonna delve
Bags
into that.
and jars. So we're going to talk about that either tomorrow or this afternoon, depending on how the day goes. But make sure you hit that subscribe button for more content. Hit the like button. It helps us out a lot. And what are you doing? What are you doing?
Oh, wow.
He asked the question. I was answering.
Yeah, our
You
little
were
town
talking.
goes back further than I thought.
How far does it go back?
1793.
93.
1793.
Wow.
Oh. So what was it before that?
A river.
No.
Nothing.
Nice. Nice. But JP, social media info, hit them up.
I'm on Periscope, Jpslim. I'm also on Instagram, J_Radsaw. That's just like it sounds, RADSAW.
All right, and then you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Periscope at I'm Justin Lloyd, all lowercase, no spaces, no apostrophes, nothing. Just I'm Justin Lloyd. Snapchat, Instagram, Periscope. JP, do you want to give out any of your social media? I mean, Julius, damn it. I say JP every day, so.
I mean, I could, but I don't even know what it is. So.
No, okay.
All right,
Well,
and
maybe next time.
I did a little bit more research. The cemetery we visited was established in 1863.
So I wonder if some of the people who died before then, if their bodies were moved.
Makes you wonder, right?
Because, I mean, there are people there we found that had
Which one did y'all?
had died before that time.
Green Hill. Okay.
Because we found one person who was born in the 1700s died in like the early mid 1800s. So I wonder if their grave and stone were moved.
Could have been, or maybe they just was
Maybe
part
they
of
were
a
one
family,
of the first ones.
and they didn't move the body. They just put the stone there to commemorate them.
Right,
Who knows,
maybe.
man? Who knows?
Very
Or
fascinating.
it could have been like a little family cemetery that eventually, evolved into this.
Like the
bigger one.
town cemetery.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do some more research on this. Love it.
We both love history.
I didn't even know that was even here.
What?
The cemetery I went to.
You didn't know that cemetery was here?
No.
It's right in the middle of town.
Where?
It's like the biggest cemetery in town. We'll talk about it
Main
off
Street.
mic. We don't try to give too specific of details, but you didn't know that was. I knew that was there.
No, I did not. I'm trying to figure out where
There's a
it
certain
is.
popular market you can go right behind and see it, right? Isn't that the same one, JP?
It's a little bit up from there, but it's I'll show you. It's a little bit of a ghetto-ish area now. It used to not be like years ago. But
so yeah, we'll catch you tomorrow for Random Rambling Wednesdays. I'm Justin,
and I'm JP.
I'm Julius,
and we're the Podcasting Dead. Oh boy.